Now, I'm not gonna lie here, right? This video is by far one of the most requested by my community. For some reason, people really like to hear what I have to say about certain albums I like. I honestly don't understand why some of y'all like this series so much, but hey, I'm for the people, so here we go. Yeah, we're going straight into it today, boys. Lil CandyPaint's Kage or Kage, whatever it's supposed to be called. This album has been on rotation ever since he dropped it. Now, I'm not gonna lie. It did take some time for Lil CandyPaint's music to grow on me, but when it did, it was raps. And this album especially, right? This shit is just straight heat, no filler, at only 11 songs, with Summrs as the only feature. When he first dropped the track list and I realized how short it's gonna be, I was kinda disappointed, thinking, man, you're making us wait this long for an 11-track album? But the shit is quality music. Like, shout out to these rappers for moving away from dropping 20-track albums. So the first half has more of an upbeat sound, which he calls the morning side, and then you got an interlude transitioning the project into the night side, which has a more mellow sound. While the first half is definitely heat, I'm not gonna lie, that second half just hits hard, man. CandyPaint's flows and deliveries on these wavy beats is just on another level. This motherfucker was in Japan, probably off a perk, just cooking the fuck out of this album, dude. Holy shit. To sum it up, beautiful beats, beautiful vocals, beautiful length, beautiful fucking album. Favorites here have to be Seen This Before, Wizard Ties, Double R For Real, Should Be The Only One, Fake Smiles, and Nightstand. Now next, right? Despite me having this man's whole discog on repeat, I'm gonna go with that new joint he dropped. Y'all know how I am with this man, D Savage. Listen, okay? We're pushing the D Savage agenda all year this year and next year. You understand? Mafia Music, the album he dropped earlier this year, right, was so good that it ended all the disrespect towards him that's been going on for the past couple of years. I haven't even heard anybody trolling about how he lives in his car anymore. Like, this album was that fire. Again, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to see a pattern here with these great albums. They all seem to share the same characteristic, that being a tracklist under 15 songs. This album comes in at 13 tracks, half an hour long, and if you know anything about this dude, you'd know that his projects have no misses. This one included, right? You got your fire beat selection as always, but what really stands out to me is that he changes up his flows so frequently and seamlessly during songs. And he doesn't just do it on this album, right? But listen though, 1 second, the song is turned. He's going crazy. Then the song slows down, like a mid-song interlude, and he slows her down a bit. Starts singing like he's walking alone at night, vibing out. Also, since it's called Mafia Music, of course you got samples from mobster films and shows, Goodfellas, The Godfather, The Sopranos, and even Scarface. Like, hearing parts of my favorite movies of all time like Goodfellas and Scarface in songs just puts a smile on my face. That song Mr. Motion has me saying the Go Fuck Your Mother scene word for word. Now, one thing about this album is that on certain songs, D Savage experiments with the mixing of his vocals. Now, I'm not usually one to complain about shit like this, but it's pretty evident that his voice sounds different. Now, if it doesn't sound too appealing at first, I guarantee that it's gonna grow on you very quickly. That's just how catchy his music is, bruh. Definitely one of my favorite releases from this year. Favorite tracks here gotta be All Cap, Closure, Come On, Don't Tell Me, Nothing to Something, Dirty Dan, Mr. Motion, and Joker Part 2. Now this next one, right? Ooh wee. Gabe and Filthy's Double O Rave. These fucking guys. Alright, next, I gotta talk about this wolfacejoeyy tape, 22 Joey. This shit only has 9 songs. Well, one is a remix of an earlier song on the project featuring Sofago. But yeah, it's short as fuck. But this tape is a whole mood booster. Can't listen to a single song without getting a little jiggy. The beats are fucking gorgeous, some being Jersey Club. And the crazy thing is, Joey's energy perfectly synchronizes with Where's 22's production, making this entire tape such an enjoyable listen. Not gonna lie, I haven't heard a project that's as short and fun and easily digestible as this all the way through since Jace dropped the Leak 4. Like bruh, I had Buku consistently on repeat for the past few months. That shit gotta be one of the best songs of the year. It has to be laced with some extra strong fentanyl or something, man. Favorites here gotta be the whole fucking tape, no misses, with an emphasis on the solo version of Buku. That shit is fucking flames. Next, I'm not gonna lie, I've been bumping this new OsamaSon tape, Osama Season, quite a bit. This dude is literally the only new up-and-coming rapper with this new sound that I actually fuck with. To me, the other guys like Netspend and Xavier So Bass are fucking ass. But this man Osama makes some pretty good music. His sound is like fast-paced, dark, rage plug. I don't know, bro. I'll leave the genre titling to the Redditors. The cover of Osama Season is honestly one of my favorites this year. It's a clear Cardi reference, and bruh, it's just too clean, what can I say? The length of the tape is only 12 songs, and the length of the songs themselves vary too. You got some a little over 2 minutes, and some barely even a minute long. Now, the thing with these songs is that they're not exactly for every mood. Like, the bass on these is insane, and he has this raspy rapping voice. I don't really know how to describe it. I mean, it's hard, but again, not for every mood. But when you are in the mood to hear some loud ass, aggressive ass, dark plug shit, then this shit will go crazy. Especially since a lot of the flows on this tape will get stuck in your head for sure. Like, that's how I've been with the flows on Kutta and Lamb Truck for the past 2 months. Favorites here are Let Go, Working, Summrs 16, Anti, Lil O, Kutta, Lamb Truck, and Troops. Okay, now I gotta talk about this new long-awaited Veeze album, Ganger, and its deluxe. Before he dropped, I really didn't think much of him and didn't really try getting into his music like that. I mean, he was literally infamous for taking long as fuck to drop, and I did not want to start listening to yet another rapper that doesn't actually release music. But when he dropped Get Off My Dick, I thought it was a banger. And then he dropped Ganger, which I really fucked with. The thing about Veeze is that he's not like all these other Detroit rappers that hop on the same, Flint and Detroit beats. This man Veeze has a really interesting beat selection. Sort of like Lucky's, though not as good, of course. Throughout the album, you got your codeine cowboy music, you got some chill reminiscing music, and of course you got that hustle music. And again, comparing him to Lucky, Veeze has that laid-back rapping voice. He basically sounds like he's off the double cup on damn near every song, but it's still hard as fuck. Now, the album is pretty long, with 26 songs, one being the remix of Get Off My Dick with Lil Uzi, but the album still sits at over an hour, which, I'm not gonna lie, this kind of music is not for everybody, especially at such length, but the man hasn't dropped an album in so long that would have been low-key disappointing if he dropped a 12-song album, So you can't be mad. And I mean, most songs on here are fucking bangers. My favorites here are Get Lucky, Love the Tour, Not a Drill, both versions of Get Off My Dick, Sexy Liar, Broke Phone, Robert De Niro, Weekend, Unreleased Leak, Lick, Save 2, Gangermatic, and Tony Hawk. Next, since this man Jace drops so much, I'm gonna have to put 2 projects here. Is that, you know what, who the fuck cares? The first project, right, being Top Kid Show, which is pretty much a disco pop EP. This shit will have you dancing in your room. It's short, straight to the point, no bullshit, no fucking around. 6 songs of pure throwback 80s vibes. This EP really proves that Jace can hop on literally any type of production and just go crazy. Now, the one thing that's different here, disregarding the fact that this is a whole ass disco EP, is that on some songs he uses this robotic effect on his voice, which may be nostalgic for those who love that 80s dance pop, but unappealing to others. So, not gonna lie, it's not for everybody. But it's mostly on the background vocals, so when the main vocals come in, it creates a nice blend. But yeah, ever since it dropped during the summer, it's been on constant repeat. It's such an addicting project, man. Favorite songs here are Have to Ask My Lawyer, Baby What It Do, Honest, and How We Get to Mars. But yeah, all the songs are straight heat. Now the second being Celestial 2. The title pretty much speaks for itself here. This album will have you feeling like you're transcending through galaxies, space, and time. This project was heavily anticipated by his fans, which is crazy to say since he drops damn near every week. But yeah, people were waiting for this one for some time, including myself. He experiments frequently on the mixing and vocals here, which makes his joint stand out quite a bit in his already flawless discography. What more can I say? It's Jace on these otherworldly, ethereal ass beats for 15 tracks. An absolute beauty of an album. Favorites here are 2017, Think He God, No Hook, Money Funny, Don't Need a Motive, Blazing, Mont Blanc, Olahaina, Business, Shells, Feel Him Again, and I. So yeah, mashallah, brother Jace. Next, I gotta talk about this TyFontaine album, Black Truck Life, and its deluxe. Now, I've known about him since 2020, back when he was still with Internet Money. Thought he was cool. and pretty much forgot about the dude until I heard Run It Up with Sofago a year later, which I thought was a fucking hit. Then, after listening to Ascension, Ty became one of my favorite rappers. His past few releases like Beautiful Michi Girls, What the Fuck is Pink, Love at All Cost, The Revive, Black Truck Life, and You Hear Me are straight heat. This man's sound and flows are just so unique, bruh. His melodies are so catchy, and he's literally one of the only rappers whose performance on songs outshines the beats damn near every time. And his beat selection is hard too, so he's like Izaya, Tiji, and Jace in that regard. So these past few tapes and EPs like You Hear Me, Black Truck Life, and The Revive are like precursors to his upcoming album Ascension 2, which, judging from the singles, is going to be crazy. Black Truck Life and his deluxe stood out to me especially because they really showed just how much he's progressed since the Internet Money days. Like, listen, pause, but his voice is just so beautiful, bruh. Every track he puts in work with the vocals and flows, mixing and matching his deliveries in the middle of songs like he's Youngboy. It's wild to me just how underrated TyFontaine is. Like, to me, this man is easily one of the best rappers out right now. He's consistent, drops majestic ass ballads, like he's just a go, bruh. Favorites on this tape are Intoxicated Driving, Canvas, Monica Brown, DSO/4am in the Black Truck, The Sky's Falling, Spread /On the Counter, Ride B, Lobster Mac, BST, City of Angels, and Keep It in Confidence. Next, I got Izaya Tiji's Alexandria. This man Izaya finally decided to stop fucking around, got off of Fortnite, stopped posting bullshit on IG and blocking his fans for a bit, and dropped his latest masterpiece. All I gotta say is, this man can post Zabob snippets for the next several months for all I care, cause he came through with Alexandria. Izaya is really the only dude who can get away with dropping a 28 song album, cause not only does he rarely drop, but when he does, like I said, he comes through. What can I say, man? It's an Izaya Tiji album. Heavenly production, addictive flows. Basically, if crack cocaine was an album, it'd be this. My favorite songs on here gotta be fucking everything. You understand? Alright, we're getting closer and closer to the end here. Okay. Next, I got this brand new Heisey tape, Left for Dead. First of all, if y'all haven't heard any of his music yet, you're seriously missing out, because he's 100% one of the most unique rappers out there. Some people throw around terms like shoegaze rap, cloud rap, tread, autistic furry rap. Oh wait, I didn't mention that this man Heisey is a furry. Hey man, fuck it, he gets a pass. But to me, his sound is just beyond labels and genres. Since his departure from the greatest boy band of all time, Reptilian Club Boys, for reasons, I feel like he's just been on another level in terms of ideas and music. Now I've been looking forward to this new mixtape, and it didn't disappoint. First off, the cover's on some, I don't know, on some Helsing shit. Like, it's clean as fuck. And the track list, good luck trying to read this shit. But the music itself, straight heat. 16 songs of fast-paced hits full of sound effects sampled from old video games and anime, where he talks about, you know, the usual shit, sipping blood, vampire hoes, bloody chrome crucifixes, and he even disses Diamonds on My Dick for pushing 30 and talking to teenagers, and Opium Kids for thinking they're vamps for listening to Cardi. Like, hey, if you know, you know. But this man Heisey, Cartier God, the rest of RCB were on that vamp shit way before your favorite rappers. That's a fact. But yeah, mixtape is straight heat. Shout out to the only valid furry Heisey for blessing us with yet another classic. Only complaint here though is that Xavier So Bass is on here. Should have left his ass off, I'm not gonna lie. Favorites here are Nano Ohachi, Deuce X, Sid Vicious, Paranoid, Trigun, R.I.P. May, Chevelle, and Blood Tears Fall. Next, I'm going to talk about a classic, right? And that would be Young Thug's Barter 6, which, in my opinion, is the second best trap album of all time behind Rodeo. I don't know what it is, but recently I've had this shit on repeat. From beginning to end, this is peak trap music, man. It honestly doesn't even feel like it dropped in 2015. It's aged like the finest of wines. Thug has some of his most cold and addicting flows here. The features are crazy, the beats are amazing. This is just a fucking classic. I'm telling you, you have not heard real music until you listen to Barter 6. My favorite joints on this tape are Constantly Hating, With That, Can't Tell, Check, Never Had It, Dome, Halftime, OD, Numbers, and Just Might Be. Hey man, free sex! Now, I gotta mention albums from two artists who have spoken about so much to the point where there's really nothing more to say. And these are Summrs' What We Didn't Have and Ken Carson's A Great Chaos. We got Summrs going back to his Plug and B roots. Whole album has beautiful production from Surreal Gang and Goyard. This is his best album in a minute, and I enjoyed Stuck in My Ways a lot and thought Ghost was way too overhated. So yeah, What We Didn't Have is a fire ass album. You can tell this man put a lot of effort into putting this joint together. Hey, still waiting on that deluxe though, but knowing Summrs, yeah. And we got Ken continuing to expand on this hard, grungy, distorted trap. Took hella delays, but hey, not gonna lie, Friday the 13th was the perfect day to drop, and the album turned out to be heat, so it's all good. And shout out to Bro for not pulling a Destroy Lonely and dropping a 30-song album. A lot of my favorite snippets ended up on here. The beats are laced with some kind of fentanyl mixed crack, and Ken uses them to their full potential. The aesthetic he chose to go with the album is perfect too. He's on that weird, obscure VHS horror movie ass, creepypasta ass, live leak ass shit. Apparently he's dropping a deluxe too, but not gonna lie, I've been waiting on that Opium Twins tape for like 2 years. Like, come on man. So that's the video. If you made it to the end, why? But I appreciate you anyway. Thanks for rocking with me. Thank you for the very supportive and motivational comments and DMs you guys send me. So yeah, have a good one, y'all.
Ask my CEO, dummy. Swear that shit be so funny. I'm in LA so sunny. Don't make me go rogue, dummy. Invest the fuck at the road, dummy. You can ask my CEO. Liver, I've been on the road.